Good morning, folks. Are we running out of Kentucky 31 fescue addicts? So there's this disease called farming, and I think it's an addiction. When I was a younger man, I had a really strong case of it. And through some therapy in real estate, I finally got it at bay. I'm not saying it won't creep up its ugly head in my retirement years, which I'm not saying that's going to happen anytime soon. But this wonderful grass called Kentucky 31 fescue, this is opening up to pollinate. You can tell the orchard grass is about 2 weeks ahead of fescue, and orchard grass not even close to a competitor to fescue. But the question of the day: are we running out of folks who are addicted to fescue and the farming that entails? I don't know. And I was a younger man full of testosterone, had the world by the tail. People said farming wasn't a very profitable industry then. And turns out they were right. But seems like through faith and hope, we always paid our bills, managed to keep our name good, had a heck of a generational teacher in my dad, so I'm not discounting that. But looking forward, I'm just wondering, I tell folks, if it has to do with fescue, Kentucky 31 fescue, or battery boxes, and you think you're going to be profitable, you're going to have to basically be a vicious bastard. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but you're going to have to know your numbers, have a game plan, execute your numbers, and it doesn't hurt if it rains. So right now, folks are kind of trying to put up some hay. If I was gonna guessing, thank you, Mountain Grove Public School Education, would probably be with the blades. Up, there's your protein right there. Probably in a windrow, it's gonna be a 10 to 12% protein, and that's good enough for a beef cow. If we get into June, combine season, this Kentucky 31 fescue seed, #1 lawn care seed in the world, is, they tell me, about 40 cents a pound dry. It has gotten up to $1 a pound on the dry, and I think that's 13% moisture and below is dry price. So I may be speaking Greek to you, but you know, in the northern parts of Missouri, people paying these outstanding prices for land, and people are wondering how it's going to pencil. And I see it now in the Ozarks. It's always been here. When I bought ground at $500 an acre, it was a plenty. And when my dad bought it at 40, sorry Ernie, you think 50, but it's 40. Don't mess with the fescue. I'm not completely off my Kentucky 31 boundaries. It was a plenty when my dad paid 50. Let Ernie win. Love you, Ernie. And I paid 500. It was, an interesting feat. The funny thing about the thinking back, my dad had an off-farm job and then came to the farm in the 70s. Got paid out of debt in 1980 before the interest rate debacle, and the drought of 80. It might have been 79, I don't know, in that time frame. But he was able to come in here and farm full time and raise the kids, put food on the table, always have insurance. And just did an outstanding job. So that was the model that I tried to follow, and had some success in the 90s when my bride and I first got married. And then we had 5 wonderful children, and that, we didn't get any government assistance on those. We paid for it out of Madison was paid by fescue seed. Bought a John Deere 55 combine. And I think Madison cost Tara and I about $7,000. That was the doctor and hospital. And then we got Lydia paid for, and ta-da! Benjamin came. So the month, sorry, I'm going random on you. The month that we quit paying for Lydia, the doctor in the hospital, we started on Benja boobies. Ben, you better thank your dad. Anyway, I digress. I don't even know what that means, but can you farm and pay for it with just the production through cattle and fescue seed? You know, if it's a good farm established and you hit the ground running and it rains and you're paying, say, $3,500 and you're sharp and a nut cruncher, I'd say it probably is. If I was young, I'd probably give it a go. But anyway, I'm old. Anyway, I just had to get on here. It's been a while, and I thought I would do a little random fescue talk. This will go down by the time it's June 28th. This will be 6% protein, probably. The NDF will be, ADF and NDF will be in the 50s and 70s. And what that means is as this fescue plant matures, it develops lignin to get this stem to stay upright so that it can reproduce. This wonderful fescue seed can become a new plant. So I find it ironic, this will get tougher to digest, and the older you get in the human experience, the tougher you get. But it's all about being tough enough, having a tough enough concrete sound foundation, generational transfer to give these small fescue children a chance to, you know, to reproduce and propagate and keep your name good and all that jazz. So hold on, 55, got a lot of lignin. So if you know, you know. If you're thinking I'm crazy, you might be right. I don't even know. But I'm out in the fescue field doing a video, and if you've stayed to the end, you got way too much time on your hands. If you're too busy to go fescue smelling, you're too busy. That's an old commercial. Hey, love you. Have a good day. If you need a realtor, buy or sell, and love or hate me, my opinion would matter in the real estate world. To me, it does. Give me a call, 417-349-5630. Wow, look at that. Have a good day. Over and out. What just happened?